What is up, y'all? Welcome to episode 3 of the Restored Geeks podcast. My name is Tristan.
I'm Chandler. I'm Joseph.
Yes, sir. We're going to start off with gaming. What games have y'all been playing today? I guess I'll start off with mine because mine's the shortest. Croc. That's it. That's all I played this week. Croc and the Croc and the Legend of the Gobos. Is that how you say them?
I so badly want to talk about the story of Expedition, but this mofo ain't ever going to finish it.
I'm now going to now because I got my daggone Arcane video finished. It's going to come out tomorrow.
Yeah, to that one guy. Wait, he didn't watch his channel.
What?
That one guy that was asking you, hey, are you working on the next part?
Yeah. Doesn't watch the channel.
He doesn't watch this channel.
Oh, yeah. To that, yeah. Croc Legend of the Gobos. Yeah. I like it. I'm at a sand level that is infuriating right now, and I'm going to beat it. It's not going to beat me. I'm not going to let it punk me. I'm going to get through this. Anyway, That's what I've been playing this week. But I'm getting back on now that I'm done with that video that I've been working on for a bit, way too long now. I'm now getting on a schedule, and I will get through Expedition 33. So, yeah. What about you all?
I've been playing some Fortnite. I've been playing Forager, trying to 100% it. I've been playing some Night Rain, and I've played some Destiny too.
Of course you did. Of course you played Destiny, bruh.
Can't think of anything else. Brain dead.
Nice. What about you, Chillin? What you been playing?
No, what is it he says? Hold on.
He's trying to look up.
He's trying to look up the space N-word.
There you go. There it is.
Oh, Miguel La Costa?
Yes.
You don't even know what that means, bro. How dare you? Shame on you.
This is so fast that it kind of sounds like you say something.
Yeah. But what have you been playing, Chili?
Work.
Work? Yeah, that sounds about right. That's about...
I was playing Work.
Yes.
I did play a lot of Night Rain. Managed to complete 2 of them solo, and then I got to the final boss, and my stance still stands. This is one of the worst designed experiences I've ever had. I'm only having fun when I'm playing with him.
Yeah, when you're playing with other people. It sounds like it's the only reason why you've had fun, why one would have fun on that. So.
Yeah. And then I worked.
Yep. Yeah. I mean,
no, I did download and play another game. I've been playing Dune Awakening. Released in not early access, but like advanced access, because it's not early access, like it's got to have updates. It's advanced access, so the full game released and all that. Yeah. I've been actually having a lot of fun with that. I hate the open desert. Sandworm.
Yeah. I don't... Is this the MMO that they've been talking about? Okay.
Sandworm terrifying.
Nice.
No, I actually like the game. I would recommend it, but I would only recommend it if you like survival games. Mm-hmm. Because it's Dune. You're going to have to survive. Yeah. But I actually like it. I was worried about PvP being an issue, but it turns out PvP is extremely rare in the actual campaign area. To actually enter PvP, there's an entirely different map called the Deep Desert. That's where all the PvP is. So I'm just going to avoid that.
Okay.
I'm also avoiding that because sandworms.
Yeah. Yeah, sandworms are they huge in the game like that?
Oh, yeah.
On the movie? Yeah.
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 Indeed.
And then I played some Lies of P because the DLC shadow dropped.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm trying to get through Lies of P so I can get to the DLC. Mm-hmm. I still hate its dodge mechanic, but I still would say it's the best Souls-like out there.
Souls-like outside of the actual FromSoft games? Yeah. I still have not played that one, so...
No, I hate the dodging because you actually don't really get iframes. You have to actually dodge away from attacks, and sometimes that's just not possible because they still do things that I dislike. Like I will be talking about in my video, tracking attacks, where an enemy will like rear up and then somehow 180 or just follow you the entire time until it hits you. Yeah. With an attack that you just couldn't dodge.
Yeah. All right. That's the games we've been playing this week. Get into the gaming news then.
Pretty much all, hang on. Then I got one.
Then say it.
Yes.
So, on July 29th, Grounded 2 will be coming out for early access. And something that you might also like is only $30 on PC.
Were you channeling your inner ancestor for a second? Just
Yes.
I was stretching. I'm sorry, but
Yes. His ancestor that lives over in the Europe. And,
in Europe, in the one place we don't talk about, dude,
Yes.
the one time we don't talk about.
yes.
yeah, the Grounded 2 is finally coming out on July 29th for early access and is only $30.
Nice.
I am very happy about it because Grounded was a really, really fun game. And if it's still multiplayer, me, him, or both.
Nice.
And only for $30 too. That's what's surprising me.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's early access, so it's see how buggy it is if it's even polished. 'Cause,
True, but I mean, when the first one came out for early access, it wasn't actually that bad.
yeah.
So hopefully it's the same.
Yeah. Speaking of release dates, Pokemon Legends ZA finally got a confirmed release date of October 16th.
Nice.
We'll have to see how that one is. Speaking of Nintendo is okay, I'm going to say allegedly here because this is that territory.
Yeah.
Nintendo is allegedly in a net negative for this Power World lawsuit, which means no matter if they win or not, the judge cannot give them enough money from Power World to pay off their legal fees. That doesn't mean Nintendo's in debt now.
Yeah.
It just means that now that they're in a net negative, meaning that they cannot actually recuperate all the legal fees. So from here on, now they're losing money, allegedly.
Yeah.
Which is fine by me because I think this lawsuit's stupid.
Yeah.
I think Nintendo needs to back off and just let things happen instead of trying to be a monopoly piece of dog water.
Yeah, exactly. It's Power Word's done nothing wrong. This lawsuit did not need to happen at all.
Exactly. But speaking of Nintendo, the Switch 2 launch has been dog water again.
Nice.
Just like the PS5 launch, you cannot find them anywhere.
Yeah. But yeah, of course you can't. Now, is there any evidence that it's because of a chip shortage, or are they just doing this because
No,
it's
they're just
supply and
stupid.
demand?
Supply and demand, I'm
Yeah.
guessing.
They're not stupid. They know what they're doing.
It's ridiculous that somebody would want to give them their money, and then
Yeah.
Nintendo's like, no.
Yeah. Well, that's what Sony did. Sony done that twice with the PS4 and the PS5.
So, we had two things. We had the Sony State of Play, which I would
Yeah.
consider bad.
Yeah.
I didn't see anything on that shocked me, wowed me, even made me want to play any of the games. They all just look like generic anime titles with very, very generic stories.
Yeah.
And
What do you mean by generic?
bad guy want bad guy thing to do bad things.
Pretty much your main story prime on a lot of the animated games.
Bad guy.
They're not based on.
It was either bad guy want bad guy MacGuffin,
Yes.
want bad guy MacGuffin so that bad guy becomes stronger and do bad things. Or it's bad guy is primordial ancient being or a dragon that is terrorizing the world.
So bad guy do bad thing, get bad.
Bad guy do bad thing, or it's like the generic, and the reason I say this is generic is like things like Genshin Impact have this exact
Yeah.
story. I know it's evolved because there's new stuff, but when the game first came out, it was about finding the primordial dragon that was basically terrorizing the world. That sort of crap. Yeah, that's just something that happens in all, but that's what I meant by generic. It's not a bad thing if it's generic, because the game could still be good,
Yeah.
but, I don't know, it was just nothing that wowed me.
Yeah.
And then, like, Neo 3 is coming out, and I don't really care,
Yeah.
because Neo 1 and 2 were really bad, in my opinion.
They were.
Like, they were like, some of the
Obviously.
worst difficulty things that we all hate.
Yeah.
But then we had another event happen, the State of Play, and also, before I get into that, not State of Play. State of Play?
State of Play. No, it was Summer's Game Fest.
Summer's Games
Yeah.
Fest. It was Sony's State of Play I was just talking about.
Mhm.
And before I get into that, I think it's Tuesday is the Microsoft one.
Oh, I think that one happened yesterday
Live.
because I saw something live on that.
Microsoft Game Fest thingy you're likely referring to is the Xbox Games Showcase. This year, the Xbox Games Showcase happened on June 8th. It is today.
That happened today then. So that was today that I saw that live then. So.
Well, I may have to look into that.
Yeah.
How does that work? So
Yeah. So I guess we'll talk about whatever was in that next week. So.
But the Games Fest came out and it had some more interesting games. I will say most of them were just like release dates for things we've already seen, or they were something that I can't stand, which were tech demos.
Yeah.
Like, stop it. Just show me the actual game.
Yeah.
Because I know the game's not going to look this good. And, like,
Yeah.
the Witcher 4 tech demo everyone was gushing over. I'm like, yes, I do want the Witcher 4, but I know it's not going to look this good because
Yeah.
this is a tech demo.
Yeah. The Woker 4?
Yeah, Woker 4.
Yes. Because you play as a woman.
Yeah.
Siri. You
But the only
you
things
shouldn't be playing as Siri.
the only things I really found notable is apparently we're getting an Atomic Heart 2.
Yeah. I played the
Which-
first one. I thought it was all right. I just...
I liked the first one.
I just finished it.
I dislike how fast the bosses were, but I actually
Yeah.
liked the first one.
I remember the roly-poly boss in the big giant arena place.
But I did actually like the first one, so I'll probably play the second.
Mhm.
But from that same company, we're getting another game called The Cube. And it's supposed to take place in the world of Atomic Heart, but be a freaking MMO live service.
Everything's gotta be an MMO. Why? Enough with the live services. Everything does not have to have a multiplayer.
And that one I'm not happy about. And I'm not happy about it for two reasons. One, it's an MMO live service. And two, it is Gunner the game.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Atomic Heart is just that.
Because I saw one of the characters you can play as is a girl who has her whole lower half is nothing but basically a line going between her legs.
Nice. Wait, I remember Atomic Heart 1. Didn't you have the, like, what was it, like the vending machine?
Have you seen that?
That was very horny.
That was very horny, yeah.
And then the two robot girls that
It's supposed to be your.
very flexible.
Yeah.
It's the two halves of your wife's brain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the story is that they couldn't put a full brain in a robot or it would fry, so they split both of her lobes into two robots.
Yeah.
Nice. Very nice. Very classy.
And then the big twist of the game is that you find out that your main character was the final experiment and it worked. Because your main character is an android with a human brain in it.
Nice.
I don't know, I actually like the game.
Yeah.
And I do look forward to Atomic Heart 2. I do not look forward to the Cube. Because while I don't like live services, I'm also tired of everyone trying to go down the Stellar Blade route,
Mhm.
too.
Yeah.
Like, your characters can be good looking, but stop with the super skimpy clothing.
Yeah.
The only reason why I said that it said that it's probably what happened is because it's Atomic Heart.
Yeah, well, I just get kind of tired of Gunner Fest. Like, I'm gonna sound like a boomer here because I get tired of Gunner Fest too. Because stuff like I was trying to watch people play Expedition 33, but everyone's just booking it for the freaking bikinis and swimsuits for all the girls.
Yeah. Yep.
There's no bikinis, but yeah. Anyway, and then throughout the Games Fest, we had something weird going on. Randomly, you would hear someone talking.
Mm-hmm.
And it turned out to be Lady Dimitrescu's voice actress who announced did a couple things that just popped up. So everyone was kind of going, why is she here? What is going on? And then right at the very end of the Games Fest, we get the big reveal. Resident Evil 9 is released next year.
Oh,
Let's go.
And the trailer actually excites me because it looks like they will be going back to the horror roots rather than being a REA Village situation where
Yeah.
you had one horror aspect and then the whole rest was action.
oh.
Yeah. We need an entire game just based off of that one dollhouse. Like in that, like, it's going to be in the style of that dollhouse.
That was the only horror part about
Yeah.
In that style, yes, less giant fetus
Yeah, that was
towards me.
That was freaky though, because don't they take away your ability to fight once you go in there?
Yeah.
Apparently, the scariest horror game the scariest game I've played this year is Dune Awakening, but
Yeah. Scariest game I've ever played is a Shark Hunter game that we had on the computer.
That game freaked me out, but another game that freaked me out was this point-and-click Dracula hunting game.
Yeah, that one was freaky. That was mostly freaky because they had that jank 90s computer game to it.
Well, that was what made that one game that came out popular, where you're in the hotel with the bald guy.
Oh yeah. I think the very first scary game that I was scared of, and a little still, was PT, and then it got me into like horror games.
Yeah.
No, the beginning of RE2, I remember watching Tristan play it with some other guy. I forgot his name. A long time ago.
Yeah.
It gave me nightmares.
Yeah. Yeah, RE9, let's go. Okay, so let's back up for a second. Didn't Ethan die?
Yeah, you're going to be playing as his daughter.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure that's her.
Now, does she have goompy stuff to her?
Remember, she was born of the goop. She is the goop.
That just kind of takes the states away.
Have you not seen the DLC for RE8?
There's a DLC for RE8.
Yeah, it's where you play as her and you go back. I'm pretty
No,
sure.
we never played the DLC to that.
Yeah,
Wow.
Yeah, there's a DLC.
I just know at the end, because she was in parts, you find out that she was born of the goop. She is from the goop. She oozes the goop.
That just takes
She gets put back together and then grows up. But it's kind of, well, it doesn't really take the stakes away because it's the same thing as Ethan. Ethan was made of the goop, but he was able to be killed still.
Yeah,
the whole entire family was made of that stuff, but they were able to be killed.
Yeah, but like,
No, he wasn't like made of the goop. It turns out that he did die in RE7 at one point, but was reborn from the
Yeah.
mold.
but the thing is, they can grow their stuff back. So like, you can watch them throughout the story just get like mauled to death, and then be like, well, they can not just.
Well, yeah. When Ethan basically takes his severed hand and throws some goop juice all over.
Yeah.
It's perfectly back to normal.
Well, then
They literally just made a whole plot line to just explain why in Resident Evil 7 he just dumps goop on him.
Well, like I said, he becomes molded when he died in RE7. That's way after he had first reattached his hand, so apparently you could do that anyway with the goop. He leaves his hand cut off and does that at the very beginning of the game. It turns out that he becomes...
Is that when what's-her-name cuts it off?
He only becomes born from the mold, I think, when he gets killed in the mine shaft, and then you play as...
Oh, Chris.
No, you play as his wife going through the ship, and then she finds him in the mine shaft and pulls him out of the mold.
Okay, yeah.
Because he gets reborn in the mold, and the reason he gets reborn, or the reason you see the baker's actual selves there, is because they're inside, their consciousness is part of the mold as well.
And that was in RE7.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, so...
And if you get your leg cut off by the father, he does touch his leg himself.
Yeah.
So
Correct me if I'm wrong, was there not a DLC to 7 where you play as Chris?
Yes, there was. You go out. You're going after Jack's son.
Yeah.
Jack's psychopathic, demonic, sin straight to the 7th level of hell son.
That is just Jigsaw, except without the brain cells.
Yeah.
Or John Kramer, is that his name?
Yeah.
But yeah, if you want to, I guess if you want to try to see, I think Mark or Jack played it. You can watch the DLC for it.
Didn't even know a DLC came out for that. We played that. We all played that, didn't we? We all, yeah.
No, I'm waiting because apparently Deltarune Chapter 3 and 4 both released the other day, and I'm waiting for Jack.
Yeah.
Well, who? Wait, what?
Jack.
So what game?
Deltarune.
The game now is basically...
It's the creator of Undertale.
Yeah.
Oh.
It just took him a while to make.
Why did it take him so long?
Don't know.
But that should be all the gaming news.
Yes. Or wait, so what is this one called? Guess they don't actually have like 8 and 9 to it. Like 7 was Biohazard, 8 was Village. What is this one called?
Revenant Shadows.
Revenant Shadows. So you're playing as Ethan's daughter?
Apparently,
Electric Boogaloo? Electric Googaloo.
back to the drawing board to figure out who the frick I'm trying to name.
Get it? Electric...
That's from the Resident Evil.
Resident Evil Electric Googaloo. Get it?
What we got?
Freaking, I can't believe I forgot his name.
Leon?
But Leon will appear in this one.
Get it? Googaloo? Electric Googaloo?
Yeah. Did you hear me?
Leon's gonna be in this one?
Apparently, Leon will appear in this one.
What? Did Leon survive 5 and 6?
I'm pretty.
7 takes place before anything. Remember?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's right. It's a prequel.
And then I think 8 takes place probably somewhere along the lines of right beside 2 and 3. So I would say that 9 is going to take place after 4, which means we'll see him after he gets back from there.
Challenge for all the viewers. Go play the beginning of Resident Evil 7, and when you get to the whatever it is that's right out in front of the house, tell me if that is a pair of pants or a cowhide.
Yeah, fair.
Because it
Mark
is...
stood there for like a minute straight gone.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we got that from Mark. Because Mark was standing there for a minute straight.
But
Went,
the
cow or a pair of pants?
the resolution's so like wonky on it, you can't tell what it is. Yeah, we're looking forward.
Son.
What was the family son?
I liked most of 8. 8 was mostly good. It got way too actiony
No.
at the end.
8 was good, but too much action, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Especially when you enter,
The factory.
yeah, what's his name? Heisenberg's factory.
Is that his name, Heisenberg?
Yes.
That was before I watched Breaking Bad.
Yeah, cooking.
I had watched Breaking Bad, and I
Yeah.
made the joke, and
Yeah.
you didn't know a thing.
Yeah, you did. I remember that.
Yeah. Yeah, he's the boss fight in that big arena. He turns into like a big like tank thing.
No, when you get past him and then you go to Mother Miranda, they forgot what game they were making.
Yeah,
Started
yeah.
making Final Fantasy.
No, it almost falls into JRPG syndrome.
Yeah, because
Right.
Mother Miranda fights you like she's a friggin' Final Fantasy villain.
Yeah, it starts off small and contained and then blows up into a daggone fight this giant angel in the
Yeah,
universe thing. But yeah,
I just love how at the end of 8, it shows what's his name, big fat guy, and he shows that he sent a message to the merchant from 4.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Anyway,
And that is all the gaming news we have. Let's move now to movies. What movies have you all watched? John, have you watched any besides the one that we're going to talk about?
I finished. I'm on Return of the Jedi.
Return of the Oh, you're on the
I
OT.
tried to watch some of it and then I fell asleep
Bruh.
because work.
Yeah. Are you going to watch the sequels?
No.
Okay, good. Cool. Good.
What are you talking about? It ends after Return of the Jedi.
Yes, it does. There's nothing in between.
Indeed.
Yes.
I haven't watched anything.
You haven't watched any movies?
No.
Gotta get your movie game up. I haven't watched anything except Lilo and Stitch, the original. Me and Chandler watched that. And that's also going to be our analysis thing today. So, yeah.
We'll get to it.
Yeah, we'll get to it. Yeah, that's all I've watched when it comes to movies. When it comes to movie news, speaking of the Lilo and Stitch, the reason why we watched that and the reason why we're talking about it today is because the remake has been out. And a lot, despite it having like fairly positive reviews, there's also contentious with how it retcons. Mostly, huh?
Oh wait, we're not getting into that. This isn't an analysis. This is a biblical analysis.
Yeah, and how it. But yeah, it's contentious on how it retcons a specific plot line, mostly to do with Nina. Where in the original, she fights hard to keep Lilo and keep her family and all that. And this remake, it turns into she fights hard and then they insert a new character called Tutu, who is this old woman, who essentially asks her, like, have you ever thought what Lilo thinks about you trying to keep her? And, yeah, the What's crazy about that is that the subtext to that is that she's basically asking Nina, have you ever thought about giving your little sister away? And at the end, she apparently decides to give Lilo to Tutu in a foster place to go off to college. So, yeah, that's a great message to send to kids.
That's definitely family.
Yeah,
Our family.
it definitely. Yeah, the Ohana.
Ohana, yeah, Ohana.
Ohana means family. Ohana now means give your kids over to the foster
That means
parents.
family. Family means no one gets left behind. Sure.
Yeah, I'm sending you to the foster parents, so it's foster
Sure.
home, so I can go pursue my dreams, because I'm selfish as crap.
What?
Yeah.
You after everything you put me through, you expect me to help you just like that? Yeah, man. Fine.
Fine.
Well, you're gonna help him? He's very persuasive.
That scene's not in the remake. They completely character assassinate
point?
Jamba.
Because what's the point of trying to save Lilo when there's no saving needed because the character who becomes the attacker isn't in the movie?
Yeah.
She's a strong, independent woman and can needs to grow up as a strong, independent woman.
Yeah.
Needs to be sent away.
Yeah, Captain Gantu is not in the movie, so they make Jamba the villain just throughout the entire thing.
I think Jumbo was even going even in the regular one too.
He was an antagonist until the final act of the movie. Then,
When he got fucked.
yeah. Yep.
Two girls.
Now, once he got fired, he became a villain.
Yeah. Once he got fired, he was like, "All right, we do it."
He was ready to shoot Lilo. He literally says, "I don't have to worry about shooting you anymore. I'm fired."
He straight up says that.
And then he shoots towards her, and Stitch dives her out of the way.
Him and Stitch tossing the gun back and forth.
Oh yeah, hot potato, you hold this.
Stitch-
It starts with Jamba going, "Oh wait, I forgot it's your birthday. Here you go."
yeah.
This is like,
And then like Stitch like baits him into playing a game, and then Joma wins.
I win.
I win. Wait.
And then the whole house explodes.
Yeah, it's a great movie. Not the remake though. I'm probably going to do a video on the remake because it's yeah, they retcon it, and the retcon's a disgrace in my opinion.
And that is the first movie crossed off of the ever-growing list of movies that I've not seen that people
Yes.
think I'm insane.
Still need to watch. We all gotta watch The Iron Giant one time.
yeah, he's definitely still.
Yes.
There's a lot.
Speaking of remakes, we have the How to Train Your Dragon remake coming out this Friday. It'll probably be out by the time this podcast is out, so I have no idea how that's going to be. These
But the How to Train Your Dragon burger at Burger King was pretty good.
That was.
It was eight.
I don't know what they're going to do with this remake. I will not be surprised whatsoever if it turns out to be terrible. These remakes, in my opinion, I don't like their existence because to me they what it's saying is it's saying that animation is a inferior medium.
Mm-hmm.
So in order to make it superior, we gotta make it be live action. And a lot of these animations do not transfer well to live action.
Yeah.
Like Jumbo looks horrific in the Lilo and Stitch remake. Now I don't know how Toothless looks all right from in the remake.
Stitch looked alright.
Stitch looked all right.
The main people looked alright. Stitch
Yeah.
looks alright, and Toothless alright. I don't know how the other like dragons are going.
Yeah, I just don't know why we have to make these live action remakes. Why can't we just get like a 4K remaster of these movies put into theaters? I would go see them.
Yeah, they're like you said.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I don't know what they're thinking.
Man, I can't wait for the animatronic of that at Disney.
Give kids nightmares.
They're gonna bring back the good old Stitch ride that they got rid of when I was little.
Yeah. Now I'll tell you what we need though. We need a live action remake of Berserk.
No, we don't. If it wasn't for the last part, I would say go for it.
I don't know. You want to see Child Koska get?
You know what? You forgot about that.
Yeah.
He looked like he smoked your OG Kush you made in... Okay, he definitely smoked the OG Kush that you made in Schedule 1.
No, it did that. There, he definitely looks like you're you gotta give me a beer.
Now that one just looks like he wants you to get in his van.
Yeah.
That one looks like, why the Lord Call of Duty skin line up?
Yeah.
I like Pleakley. He looks fine. I like the sounds.
Yeah, Jumba's one of those animated characters that just should stay animated.
That looks fine.
Yeah.
See, I'm pretty sure like these movie companies are just getting lazy, so they're like, we don't have any ideas. So which one's doing remakes of
What
Is that Baby Jumba?
Yeah, that's in the cartoon.
The TV show?
Mm-hmm.
Bruh.
Is it the same one where we call someone a B word?
No, that's in the anime.
The anime? What?
Is this an anime?
Yeah,
No, we need to move on.
that's anime and the actual regular show. What's actually the regular show was good. It was basically just all his other creations come to Earth. All his other because he made other
Yes.
experiments.
Yeah.
They all came to Earth, so it was basically them capturing all the other experiments.
The electric dude, I remember that one.
You got the lazy Stitch, you got the female Stitch,
The female stuff.
and then one that turned them into kids. That's why he jumped as a kid.
Bruh.
I hope I better not doze off because I'm going to have to go into another room where some lady's going to tell me about my surface person. Just giving me facts, and I'm not allowed to be happy about any of them.
Oh, God. Oh, yeah, we'll get into that. We'll get into that.
You are a great swimmer.
He don't even know what you're talking about.
You're a great swimmer. You're great at video games. No, that's 10 points.
That's 10 points off.
10 points
You cannot show any bias.
Cannot show any bias on anything I say.
We'll talk about we're getting to that.
That's 10 more points off, buddy.
I don't talk.
No,
Don't
don't talk or I'll have to take all 80 points off and end the entire session.
All right, now you're going into the break room.
Yeah, now you're going to the break room where he's going to make you repeat things over and over and over and over and over again.
Yes. Yes. But yeah, these remakes, stop it. Quit with these remakes. Just make new stuff or remaster the old stuff if you can't make new
Make
stuff.
new stuff, or like I said, make the old.
Yeah, no wonder.
Yeah, make it
Carmine-
4K.
No wonder Carmine Falcone lost it.
Yeah.
You make the old animations in 4K, you'll get a
Yes.
lot of money.
Yes.
Don't change anything, just put it unless it's like Lilo and Stitch, you have to forgive.
Speaking of changing things, what does Lilo hide in when she runs from
I already told him
Yeah,
about
I
this.
already
Oh, okay.
Yeah, highs in the washing machine.
Because I said
Yeah.
if you see
Well, not the
the
remake.
they edited it out of
The
the
streaming
original.
Yeah.
And I said, Joseph, have you seen the streaming version? He's like, no. And I'm like, okay, what does Lilo hide in? He goes, a washing machine? I went, no.
Yeah. No, in the DVD or VHS,
Yeah.
it's in she hides in a washing machine, but in the streaming, they didn't want kids to get the idea of doing that, so they made it a pizza box.
We
Yeah,
had the idea of little kids, so Lilo Stitch is definitely me.
yeah.
No, if Lilo and Stitch taught me anything, it's okay to beat kids.
Yeah, it's okay to punch kids, yeah. Kids punching kids.
Anyway, do we have any other having a TV show?
No TV show news?
No, we don't have any.
I haven't. I need.
Hey, we just have movie news, but...
I need.
Wait, why am I talking about TV show? But yeah, we got the 2 movie news. You gotta get it.
Yes. So yeah, stuff with the remakes. Let's either come out with new stuff or remaster the old stuff. Don't remake it. Anyway, let's go to TV shows. What TV shows have y'all been watching? Start with mine. The only one I've watched is one that me and you are gonna
So time in it.
Yeah.
I haven't watched anything. I need to.
No anime.
No, I need to. Since I'm pretty sure
We need your weekly 5-paragraph titled animes that you watch.
I need to watch more. I need to also watch the first episode of the new Visa for see how that.
Oh, is that out?
It should be. I'm pretty sure.
Oh wow.
I watched my least favorite show. It's called the Taco Bell Order Screen.
Oh, I like that one though. It's pretty solid. It's pretty consistent. No,
The jokes aside, yeah.
it's pretty focused. It's got a pretty.
Hey, it's like back then when I watched McDonald's order screen.
But no,
I think they character assassinated the nacho fries though.
I did start a deep rewatch, where I'm paying deep attention and taking a ton of notes of The Walking Dead,
Oh, really?
because I'm going to make analysis videos based on each season separately.
Good luck.
The reason I'm doing it based on... What do you mean?
There's 11 of them.
And?
Okay. I mean, if that's what you want to do,
Well,
that's cool.
your issue there is the reason I'm doing them separately.
Yeah.
And the reason I'm doing them separately is because if I do them all together, the show's like a 6 out of 10 because of the last 3 seasons.
Yeah.
But if I do them separately, I can give them what they want. And to be entirely honest, I don't know that I will do all of the seasons because I'm going to do the ones that are actually good.
Yeah.
Because I will probably skip over season 5 because I consider season 5 to be dookie water.
Yeah. No, I wasn't trying to discourage you. I was just saying, good luck, because it's 11 seasons.
I don't take 10 years to do things.
What? Oh!
Mister hasn't even gotten through Act 1 of... What's it called? Of Expedition 33.
Sure. What are you doing, like a random film talk style 3 hours on each?
I don't know. It depends on how long it'll be.
Yeah. Well, but if you want to do that, you can do a whole series, like part 1 be season 1, part 2 be season 2.
Yeah.
As we go.
I did make a mistake of trying to start watching that show while eating spaghetti.
Yeah, no, don't do that. No, I did that when I first started watching.
Put the spaghetti up, and then you're like, I wasn't hungry anyway.
No, you just gotta remember about the Rick and Morty episodes where
I'm gonna be talking about how Merle is based.
Okay.
Very
I'm joking. Merle is a stain.
Well, yeah, well, he comes around though. So.
To an extent, he still beats what's his name, and then allows the governor to practically almost grape.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm not just watching the show. My analysis will also be a comparison to the comics, because I have the entire series.
Nice.
true.
Nice.
And I want to bust them out and read them. I was thinking of busting out Invincible and reading it because I'm tired of waiting.
Yeah.
And I also just want to know if there's more loneliness in it.
Loneliness? Yes.
I'm so lonely.
I'm so lonely.
Have you, what about Berserk?
Now, I'll tell you what you need to do.
I'm trying to get more of those because I read through them very fast since they're mangas.
You need to do random film stock style videos on each arc of One Piece.
And I'm gonna use that stupid drawing of a dragon I did as my avatar.
On One Piece. How long would that take?
Every season of One Piece you have to do an analysis on.
Analysis? The good seasons would be pretty quick. It would be like the Foxy arc. That would be hours long because I would be raging about how absolute garbage that arc is.
Yeah.
And then maybe like the Water 7 arcs would be in Eni's Lobby would be a very long one because that is a very in-depth arc.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes. I'd probably be done with it before I turn 35.
Yes.
If the show finishes.
Yeah, the show ain't even finished, bro. Yeah.
As we said, we should be getting near the end, so...
Was the manga even finished?
No.
No.
Then no, it's not getting near that.
No.
They have not got the One Piece.
Nope, and he never will because the One Piece will be the friends you made along the way, and then I'm going to punch my screen and wish for years of my life back.
I'm gonna start laughing.
They will end it that way, watch it.
It will end with them finding the last rune from Roger, and Roger saying that there was no One Piece, it was the friends you made along the way.
And everyone's gonna start
I believe all of Japan would probably riot if that happened.
Yeah.
Because they'd be mad.
And then you got everyone in the crew laughing, and he's got Nami like, about to kill everybody here.
Now he's gotta wrap it up because One Piece is falling into the category of The villains and the heroes are they have to keep increasing their power level to the point that is getting absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's why now I'm pretty sure we're starting to get to the
That's why
elders.
Yeah, that's why friggin' Dragon Ball, it loses the plot. We're now at the point where they're throwing whole universes at each other.
Yeah. I know JoJo's Bizarre Adventure does the same thing. Last season, the dude was able to bring heaven down or something like that. It was crazy. It was weird.
Oh yeah, you're gonna buy the gamer girl bathwater soap?
Yes.
Huh?
Yes.
How much?
Asking for a
I
friend.
will throw you out. Anyway,
So yeah, who was going? It was you, wasn't it?
he already finished.
I didn't want to listen to y'all talk about when y'all were watching, because
What? Yeah. Did you watch anything besides? Oh, you said The Walking Dead. That's what we were talking about. Yeah. Yeah, cool. That's cool. You doing an analysis on it. But the only one I watched, we started the first 2 episodes of Severance, which is
I would have watched more, but I wanted to watch Lilo.
Yeah. But yeah, it's interesting so far. It's definitely, I'd say it's when it comes to its writing, I'd say it's solid right now. But when it comes to its ideas, it's definitely interesting. So yeah, it's for anybody who don't know, it's about a place. What's the place called? What they call it?
Lumen.
Lumen, yes. There's a place called Lumen, a workplace, and they have a thing called the severance procedure or something like that, where they put a chip in your brain that somehow makes your splits your memories in half, where when you go to work, you have no idea who you are from the outside. So you're just a completely different person when you're in work. And then when you go outside of work, you have no idea what you're doing inside work, what you've done inside work. So it's separating work and home life, literally.
By the way, if you've seen this show, please avoid spoilers in the chat.
Yes,
I actually want to finish this one.
Yes, it's interesting, and there's the second season happened this year.
That lady,
Yeah, this year.
that old woman is a menace when she gets into work.
Yeah, she's a sweet old woman outside of it though.
Yeah,
It's weird.
why can't that be real to where we can just have different?
No.
no.
Because he gets a thing thrown at his head, the main character. He goes outside of work, and he gets a letter that tells him that he was carrying a bunch of boxes and just fell and hit a table.
This is also why this is a problem, because this seems to already be a plot point of the movie, because the guy pointed it out. The guy who got away managed to
Somehow, we don't know him.
recombine. But
Yeah, we don't know
this is
how.
another thing that happens. They can, in what Tristan just brought up, they can do literally anything to you, and you would never know. And that's the that's a problem, like that guy was pointing out, that they were basically being tortured down there.
Yeah.
That's all I know.
Yeah, because if you, they almost treat you like you're a child, and they're
Oh, that dude definitely treated you like a child. That dude's two-faced. I swear, he got something going on.
yeah,
He ain't severed. I don't think he's severed. I really don't.
the later,
Yeah.
because if you do stuff wrong, you get sent to the break room.
What
Well,
was with Terminator guy that shows up when he
No,
tries to escape?
he's like, come with me.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, he's gonna take her to the break room.
Yeah.
Apparently, they recite a bunch of stuff down there. But then you also have the what were you doing earlier? What was it called? The they tell you what your outside.
Yeah. So it's the like health room.
Yes.
One of the dudes gets sent there because he fell asleep and then started going nuts.
Yeah.
So they send him there, and what she does,
It's like an
Is she
ASMR thing.
she turns on some incense. They got lighting. You hear the birds.
She talks like.
And she talks like that. And what she does, she says, I'm going to tell you facts about your surface self, because they're underground.
Mhm.
I'm going to tell you facts about your other self. And then she starts reading them off like, your other self is a great swimmer. And the guy starts smiling, and she just goes, do not do not have any sort of
bias.
on any of these. That's 10 points off. You have 90 remaining. And she says something about him holding a gold medal, and he smiles again. She goes, that's 10 more points off. And he's like, but I was just... And then she goes, if you keep talking, I have to take all 80 points off, and the session will end here. And I'm just like, what is happening? The dude shows back up later, happy as could be.
Yeah.
They straight drugging him in there. That's what that incense was.
Yes.
That was a space salt that what's his name was snuffing.
Salt here, Andor, yeah. Yeah, it's weird. It's definitely interesting so far. So, but the outside people know what's going on. Well, they know about the severance thing.
Yeah.
Because like it's almost treated like it's treated like euthanasia or something like that, where like people you have a group of people who support it. They're like, yeah, I support you doing severance and all that. Then you have a group of people who's like protesting against it, and they're like, yeah, no, it's
yeah. Well, it's weird and interesting because it's a very, very gray area.
Yeah.
And the main character gets on to these two protesters because the main character took the job solely because he hates his outside life.
Yeah.
And for 8 hours a day, he can forget it.
Yeah. Yep. And he sleeps in a race car bed.
Yeah, the first episode. No, oh my God, I want to smack that guy.
Yeah. What, the husband of the...
Yes. We can't we put all 3 different sized beds in his room because changing a bed would destroy our baby's psyche. So we read online that if you put all 3 of them in the bed and they just gradually change into them. Oh my God.
Yeah. He had all 3 of them beds to choose from, and he chose the race car bed.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because
I'd choose it too.
Yes.
best bed.
Race car is bestest bed. Yes.
And then he just leaves and some dude's just watching him.
Yes.
But anyway.
But yeah, it's really cool so far. So yeah, we'll watch more of it and give updates on what we think about it as we do. So, yo. Let's move on to the main topic today, which is going to be about Lilo and Stitch. Yes. Because the Lilo and Stitch remake is it's out, so it's popular. It's probably going to be, unless the new Avatar movie comes out this year, which is it coming out this year? You don't know? Yes, no, maybe?
I have no idea.
It's ambiguous, maybe? Yeah. All right. And
I think my diagonal nodding and shaking of head means it's ambiguous.
It's ambiguous. Yeah. Yeah, unless a new James Cameron Avatar comes out this year, the Lilo and Stitch remake will probably be the highest grossing movie.
Oh, Avatar 3, that's what you're talking about. Yes, it's supposed to release this December.
What do you think I was talking about? Last Airbender?
The last Airbender one that was coming out?
Didn't know.
Oh my God, this one's 3.5 hours long.
Let's go. Make them longer. Let's go.
It's called Fire and Ash.
Is it coming out this year, though?
Yes, 2025.
Well, never mind. So, Avatar 3 will probably be the highest grossing movie then.
In December? Oh.
Yeah.
I know.
But
I don't care about it.
But Lilo and Stitch the remake's probably going to be the highest grossing, one of the highest grossing movies this year. But we're not talking about the remake because the remake's a disgrace. We're talking about the original, the story to the original.
Yeah.
So yeah, me and Jella just watched it last night. I love it. I think it's a classic Disney movie.
Huh?
It's an excellent short, tight well, it's not short. It was regular length back when it came out, but
yeah.
In today's standard, it's short. Which is crazy because it's short, but it has better storytelling than 2.5 hour movies do nowadays. But it's a excellent, like, tight, focused movie.
That's the magic of all Disney movies.
Yeah.
They're really short, but they're way better than almost anything that we have to.
Yeah. But tell me, what did you think about it when you watched it last night?
It was good.
It was good? What did you think about, think about, Jumba?
What do you think about Snake?
Jumba the Hutt.
Jumba the Hutt? Yes.
Yeah. He will be the next Hutt.
Yes. That's just,
I mean,
that entire
he's bigger than, yeah. You get the round.
the entire movie's just Jumba the Hutt's backstory.
Yeah.
Yes. But yeah, for today we're going to talk about the theme on our biblical analysis. We're going to talk about the theme of Ohana, which in the movie is apparently a Hawaiian for family.
Fam.
Because that's the biggest theme of the movie.
Ohana means family, and family means no one gets left behind.
Yes.
Ohana is a Hawaiian word meaning family.
Yep, it was popularized by Lilo and Stitch. But yeah, so yeah, the whole story revolves around Stitch being an alien who is a creation of another alien, Jamba, and Jamba created him to essentially just destroy. And Stitch eventually breaks out of the Galactic Federation. That's what it's called, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And he, being the, agent of chaos that he is.
There was really a red Stitch named Leroy.
Yeah. What? He was looking up all the.
That's in the cartoon, the
Yeah.
TV show, I guess. But yeah, he ends up breaking out of the Galactic Federation, and because being the agent of chaos that he is, he just goes wild and he goes to Earth. He goes on Earth. The story sets up Lilo.
Mm-hmm.
And Lilo is her parents it implies that her parents were driving at nighttime while it was raining one night and got into a car wreck and died.
Yep.
Yeah.
So she lives with her sister, her big sister, Nani.
No.
Yeah. And Lilo has, so it sets her up that due to that, she's kind of like an outcast in the sense that she can't get along well with, she's weird, she can't really get along well with all the other kids, that she's like,
She's trouble.
yeah. She's troubled, she can't get along with all the other kids in her neighborhood and all that. So it sets that up, that her and Nani are broken, whatever's left that is remaining left of their family is broken, and Nani is having a hard time keeping a job. She's got a child protective service agent, what's his name, Bubbles or whatever.
I think it's Agent Bubbles, yeah. I think.
Agent Roids is what I call him.
Roy, yes. Stitch doesn't like him. Stitch, as soon as he lays eyes on him, throws a book at him. Yeah.
Immediately, yeah.
He's just sitting there, just staring to a diamond Nani, and Stitch is like, oh.
Yeah. Yes, Stitch throws a book at him.
Stitch just, hey!
It's
I love it. But yeah, so yeah, it sets that up. They're a broken family. The Donnie is about to have Lilo be taken from her because the Child Protective Service people, they don't see her as fit. They go to her house, and Lilo is putting 4 spoons into a pickle jar, and literally looks at Corporate Bubbles and goes, "My friends need to be punished," and then shakes the pickle jar. It's like, what?
Clearly, I was like, you're not fit to live here. You're gonna be that.
Yeah. And Lilo also takes pictures of random people on the beach and puts.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah.
She's like, ain't they beautiful?
Ain't
Yeah.
it beautiful?
Yeah. And so.
At least she could see the beauty in it. That guy was fat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The poor guy getting his ice cream taken away.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'd Cabbage Man all over again.
That guy's Cabbage Man, yes, from Avatar: The Last Airbender. But yeah, then Stitch shows up, and Stitch, obviously, he's like Agent of Chaos, starts trying to, destroy things.
He builds a model city of New York.
And then tries to destroy it.
Yeah.
But he gets ran over.
Not New York, San Francisco.
Yeah.
On Gate Bridge.
Yeah.
He points a gun at a poor frog.
Yeah. Yeah. He tries to fight the rain as the rain's on.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, he gets ran over by a big truck, gets put into a animal shelter, yeah. And but as he was coming in, Lilo thought it was a shooting star So she sits and she does that whole like prayer thing where she prays for a friend because she doesn't have any friends. Nani hears it and decides to take her to an animal shelter the next day where Lilo is at. Look at that. Cause and effect in my daggone kids movie. Anyway, I have to bring that up because that's not in a lot of adult movies nowadays. So Nani takes her to the animal shelter where Stitch is there.
Yeah.
And Stitch has freaked out all the dogs where they are all hanging on the rafters.
So Stitch is the only one who's seen.
Yeah, and he has the ability to, suck his other arms in.
Yeah.
So he acts like a dog to them, and Lilo and them ends up taking him in.
When you look
She can have any of them in there except that one.
Yeah, except that one.
he's like, no, I want it.
Yeah. And so, he starts, like, tearing things up. She's taking him, Lilo is taking him everywhere where Donnie is trying to get a job, because Donnie has to get a job in order to be able to keep Lilo. And Lilo and Stitch keep messing it up and making Donnie get, not really fired. She doesn't really get the jobs.
Yeah.
And, one night, Stitch goes to, he like, gets bored and he goes to read books. He pulls out a book. One of them is called The Ugly Duckling.
Mm-hmm.
And it's about, a duck that is an outcast in its own family and gets lost from its own family and, cries out that it's lost. And you get that scene where Jamba is like, stalking Stitch from outside their house.
What will he do when he has nothing to destroy?
Exactly. He said, it said interesting. I gave him a purpose to destroy, but what will he do when he has nothing to destroy? And that's when it starts exploring Stitch wanting to have a family, that he feels like he's,
Lost.
different. Yeah.
Lost.
I love that scene. They end up going surfing. Well, they destroy, Nani tries to get a job as a lifeguard, and Stitch shows up as Elvis Presley, and they all start taking pictures of him, and he ends up destroying everything.
Yeah.
And so after that David dude, the dude who has the hots for Nani, takes him surfing.
And Jumba shows up in the most terrifying way possible, just floating through the wave.
Yeah.
And then they blame Stitch.
Well, it's because Jumba knocked him under the water. Stitch, freaking out, grabbed Lilo and started dragging her.
Yeah.
And so Nani and them go down there to grab Lilo, and then they go to grab Stitch afterwards. After Stitch makes Pinkley and Jumba fly out of the...
He pushed himself, make them fly out.
Yeah, with the air tank. And the CPS dude was watching them. And so as soon as they get out, he walks up and tells them, like, he's going to come grab Lilo the next day. And so David looks, and so as Lilo and Nani walks away, David literally, like, walks over to Stitch and goes, I really thought they could piece themselves together until you came along. And then he walks off. Yeah. And so we then get, in my opinion, one of the best scenes in the movie, which is the last night scene with Lilo and Nani, where Stitch is walking up the stairs and Nani and Lilo are sitting in the hammock. Nani sings a song to her, and Stitch is listening. And then Lilo allows Stitch to actually look at the picture underneath her pillow.
Yeah.
Because beforehand, I forgot to bring it up, when he's wrecking everything, he picks up the pillow, grabs the picture, and Lilo actually gets mad. She grabs the picture, she goes, don't ever touch this again. And so in this scene, he's allowed to look at it. And Lilo, it's a picture of them and their parents.
Mm-hmm.
And Lilo tells him, like, asks him, like, what happened to your family? I hear you cry at night. And you can just tell by Stitch's expressions that, like, he doesn't have a family. So
yeah,
he wants one. And so he grabs the Ugly Duckling book and goes to walk out the window because he feels like he ruined everything. So he decides to leave. And Lilo looks at him and says, she watches him leave and she says, "It's okay if you leave. I expect everybody to leave me." Which is a heartbreaking thing for a 6-year-old child to say. That's...
Yeah. But then she gets sent to foster care, and that's...
Ah, God, we're not talking about the remake. Screw the remake. Yeah. Yeah, so Lilo goes out, not Lilo, Stitch goes out to the forest and does what the Ugly Duckling does and yells out, "I'm lost."
Lost.
And of course, Jamba shows up.
Yeah, then the next day, Jamba shows up and they got fired. So, yeah, Jamba's allowed to do anything.
Jamba said the Geneva Convention's off, guys.
Yeah, he said meat's back on the menu, boy.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that whole scene where he just he chases Stitch to their house and destroys their house happens. The CPS guy shows up, puts Lilo into the car, but Lilo leaves because the CPS guy didn't lock the car for some reason.
They locked the car, put it on childproof.
Yeah.
Stitch is standing there and manages to find what's left of the picture.
Yeah, and tries to give it to her. She realizes that he's an alien, tells him to go away. He does, and then Captain Gantu captures both of them.
Yeah.
That's what happens. Yeah.
Because this gigantic 13-foot tall
Yes. Somehow
snuck up
Yeah.
on them.
Yeah.
The freaking TV show, he's actually got a human disguise too, and you're like, oh yeah, that's a real human.
Yeah. Yeah, he picks him up, then walks away, walks past Nani, and Nani screams.
Yeah.
It's because you got this gigantic shark creature.
Yeah.
She probably thought he was
How Stitch just cats his way out
yeah.
out of the capsule because he just squeezes out the side and then falls.
Yeah. And that's where you get, this is considered an iconic scene where he gets that tanker thing, puts it in the volcano, blows himself towards Gantu's ship, busts in, and then he goes aloha as soon as he gets up.
Also, Gantu's ship's flying, and then friggin' Jamba, after deciding to help in that hilarious scene, Jamba just shows up with his gigantic friggin' ship that I have no idea where he had.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. How did he hide it, too? Because that thing is huge.
Yeah.
This is the one part before when Stitch got out of the pod. It's just Nani. He's like, where are they taking her? Where are they taking her? Okay.
No, she goes, where are they taking you? I know you can speak. And that's where he goes, okay.
And then she freaks out and smacks him. Yeah. So yeah, and then all the whole third act happens where they have the fight with Gantu and all of them. And then you have the final scene where the council lady shows up. And
I can't remember her name either.
yeah. And they go to...
Well, I mean, Gantu literally calls her councilwoman.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah. Well, Gantu gets fired.
And for some reason, Bubbles and the council lady knows each other.
Yeah, because Bubbles is a secret, CIA dude who knows who the aliens are.
Who convinced them that the planet had an endangered species named mosquitoes.
Screw you, buddy. Why are you endangered? Why do they gotta protect them?
Somehow it worked because they didn't want to hurt humans because they were part of the mosquito food chain.
Wasn't when Jama was actually trying... was that?
Oh, me so look for Stitch. He said Jabba.
They had almost the exact same.
Yes.
I know.
But wasn't what he was trying to kill Leo? He said, no! Blake was like, no! That's the human food chain from mosquito!
Yeah.
Like very close to like...
That's probably why he told her then, so they wouldn't kill us or something like that. But yeah. But you get another really good just scene that hits you in the feels when she's taking Stitch out. She tells him to get back on the ship. He says, "My name is Stitch," and then she's like, "Okay, we're going to bring Stitch," and then she stops in her tracks, like, "Wait, you just called yourself Stitch?"
Yeah, and he gives his speech. He says that he has found his family.
Yeah,
And then he just goes to get back on the ship.
Yeah. He says, I found my family. It's small and broken, but good.
Yeah.
And so yeah, he goes to get back on the ship, but then this is where the CPS dude is like knows that Lilo has a
Has the
animal shelter thing.
yeah,
That they own him.
that she technically owns him. So
Yeah. And due to the like Galactic Federation and their laws, they can't really.
yeah, she's like, fine, he's exiled, and you are his caretakers.
Yes.
And since you are his caretakers, I put this entire family under protection.
Yes. And so so it ends with Stitch being able to have his family.
And then this random CIA agent somehow becoming part of it too. What?
Yeah. Yep.
He just there.
He's just there.
Yeah. Now, how do we process this from biblically? Because we've gone over the plot. So how do we process biblically? Well, we process this biblically, obviously, because we as humans, God did not create us to be alone. He did not create us to be a lone wolf people. He created us to be in community, and he created the family, us to be a part of some kind of family, a family. Now, obviously, you have the mother, father, the husband, wife, the kids, and that type of family. Which that is the base, the bedrock of, community is that. So yeah, that's the bedrock. However, there's also other families that exist, and the biggest one is the church family.
Yeah.
Outside of that, the greatest thing about the church family is, and what I mean by that is like getting plugged into a local church and actually like getting to know and be friends. What I would call, this may sound a bit corny, but I call it spiritual friends, because it's something that's deeper than a friendship, than a regular friendship. You're connecting with the people at that local church because you share the same belief in Christ. That there's like a deeper thing than a regular kind of like a friendship of, you share the same hobbies or something like that. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
And the fantastic thing about that is that you have people like Lilo or Stitch in real life, where the regular family of the mother, father, sibling thing was never an option for them. Maybe their parents died when they were young or something, or maybe their parents didn't give a crap about them and did what Donnie does in the remake and sent them off. Screw you, Disney. Anyway,
Very much, yes.
But yeah, send them off. Maybe they were not fit to raise them, and CPS got them, or for a good reason. Yeah, they grow up like that. The thing is that they can absolutely have a family. And obviously you have foster stuff, you have people who adopt, which all that is fantastic as well. But they can also be in a family, in the church family as well. And that is something that I strongly advocate for churches to do. And there's plenty of churches that do this. It's just, there's also plenty of churches that don't do this. So because it's real easy for those of us that have everything that we're supposed to have, a mother, a father, siblings, friends, just healthy community like that.
Yeah.
It's real easy for us to get complacent and not pay attention to people who don't have that, and then just kind of write them off. But the church family should absolutely be open and should be paying attention to people like that, and we should be treating them as family and making them understand that they do belong. Because that's the big thing that Lilo and Stitch both want in that movie, is that they want to belong to something. And the movie ends with them having their family. And so, yeah, that's how I process that. That's why I love that theme in that movie, because that's how I process that theme. Is like we all long to belong on that. As cheesy as that may sound, because that's how God made us. And the great thing about the church family is that it can, anybody is welcome in it.
Mm-hmm.
No matter if you grew up with a family, or if you're an orphan or a foster kid or an adoptive kid, anything like that. You can belong in that. And I understand that some people listening to this may have had experiences in churches where they've been church hurt. And if you have, I apologize on behalf of the church. That absolutely should not happen. It's very sad when you hear about stuff like that going on in churches, because church is supposed to be the place that people should feel belonging to the most.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And if you're somebody listening to this and you feel like exactly how I'm been describing on this, and you're not plugged you're not plugged into a local church, I highly recommend that you do. And if you can't find one, just keep finding one. Like, even if you have to go out of your way to find one, because it is worth it. Like, I promise. So, yeah, get plugged in. Get to know the people there, because that is the best place to have family. That you can have like a deep connection with, other than the blood related family. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
On all that. So, but yeah, that's how I process that from Lilo and Stitch on that. I love that movie. Highly recommend it. Yeah.
I mean, I have another one.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. What is it?
I mean, the other one is just the obvious one, that we're all lost from God.
Yeah. Yeah. We're all lost from God. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he brings us back to him. And that's part of the church family too, is bringing us back to him, and we become his children and his children, and we connect with each other by being his children.
Yeah.
And that's the ultimate family that helps out. Like, even if you're orphaned or a foster or adopted or anything like that, you can absolutely have that connection there. So yeah, that is our biblical analysis on Lilo and Stitch. Anyway, thank y'all for listening or watching. Hit that like button if you like what we do and want to support us more. Help us out greatly. Hit that subscribe button if you really like what we do and want to hear more from us. It'll help us out greatly, and it is greatly appreciated. Thank y'all for listening or watching. We love y'all. God bless y'all, and we'll see you all next time. Peace.